time finally to go into our interview of the day. Of course, you know, Art Africa is a weekly 1.5 hour art show that covers everything from literature to performing and visual arts. It's not just the singers and the actors like myself. It's the finest when it comes to emerging new talent. And of course, everything from musicians to architects and everything in between. And today's woman, oh, another queen. You know how we do. This one, where do I start from? You sitting there in your home. Most of you listening to me are listening to me from the comforts of your home, right? From your cars, your air conditions, you know, sipping on something sweet, and you still complaining. I got a lady in here who sold pure water. Now, if you're in the diaspora, you don't know what pure water is. It's ice water. You call your uncle and ask what ice water is. They'll tell you. My sister sold ice water. And today, my sister, I call her my sister because we are all one people. My sister is the creator, founder, CEO of Seidabz Emporium. She makes shoes. No, let me take that again. She designs shoes. She thinks the concept, sketches it, cuts it, crafts it right onto the soles of your feet. Can you do that? I know I can't. So my guest today is Fauziyatu. Fauziyatu, am I mentioning your name correct? Fauziyatu Seidu Dabone. And she is a young female Muslimana born and bred here in Accra. And she is the founder and CEO of Seidabz Emporium, where they design and make shoes. But before we go into that, Fauziyatu,
Yes.
welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And then poet won't did you. But you know, before we, dive a little deeper into your background, right? You know, every week on the show we have a reading because we love to encourage the habit of reading, and we like to share wisdom because I believe there's something that you have that I and all my listeners can learn from. So please tell us what you are coming to read for us today and why you chose that particular reading.
Thank you very much to your listeners and the viewers. I'm actually Fauziyatu Dabone, the CEO of Seidabz Emporium, and I would like to read The Daughter of Africa, which is written by Gwendolyn Brooks and edited by Margaret Busby. Okay. So the poem talks about the black skin, which is, I love you for your brownness and the rounded darkness of your breast. I love you for the breaking sadness in your voice and shadows where your wayward eyelids rest. Something of old forgotten queens lurks in the lit abandon of your walk, and something of the shackled slave sobs in the rhythm of your talk. Oh, little brown girl, born for sorrow's mate, keep all you have of queen lines, forgetting that you were once were slave, and let your full lips laugh at fate.
Beautiful. That's it?
Yes.
It's beautiful. It was so short, but I think it's so packed with wisdom. So what was the reason why you chose this particular poem?
I chose this poem because it gives me courage to be comfortable in my skin. And you don't have to look beyond the complexion for you to be beautiful.
Beautiful, yeah.
You have to be comfortable, whether you are dark skin, brown skin, you have to be comfortable and be wherever that you want to be.
Yes, that's fantastic. Have you had experiences in your life where people have tried to make you not feel good enough in your own skin?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Even as I'm a brown skin girl, people will ask me, Fauzia, why? Why won't you use a cream or something so that your color will glow?
People here in Ghana?
Yes.
Other black people.
Yes, other black people.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to use a pomade for your skin to glow even either by being a white or toning it a bit. But I feel comfortable in my skin because I don't have to bleach myself to fit in.
Mm-hmm.
I am who I am. That's
Mm-hmm.
why I love this poem.
Okay, so when they tell you that, what has been your response to them?
So them, I love my skin.
Mm-hmm.
I love the way I am. There's no need for me to change my skin.
Your mom and your mom and your dad are also dark skinned,
Yes.
right? So you find it funny when your own friends come up and tell you this.
Yes, because my younger sister and my elderly sisters are in fair complexion.
Mm-hmm.
So
Naturally fair or they?
naturally fair.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. So you find that in Africa it's something that we actually deal with on a daily basis from even within our friends.
Yes, even within our friends,
Mhm.
especially let's say in our Zongo communities,
Mhm.
you kind of find yourself in the midst of your friends that when you started growing up, you were all blacks, but at some point in time,
Some become Chinese.
yeah, you can't even recognize them.
Mm-hmm.
And due to this kind of smells that when you bleach, you have, so I don't really like to bleach.
Wow. Wow, that was a powerful poem called The Daughters of Africa by Gwendolyn Brooks.
Yeah.
Okay, like, is it a poem you've known for a long time or you just, found
Well,
out about it?
I just found out about it
Okay.
recently.
Mm-hmm.
Then I just love it.
Wow, and I also really love it because it talks about the beauty of the African woman, right?
Yes.
The fullness of our lips and our hair and the color of our skin. And I think that it's so sad that after I don't know how many years we've been existing on this planet, like all of us as people. I mean, like, but that like 2000 or so years still, we still have to constantly remind ourselves, we still have to constantly fight to be accepted. It's weird. And then when we talk of racism, everyone assumes that it's only abroad that there's racism.
Yeah.
So hearing you speak like this, I'm actually like very shocked and very saddened that even right here our own people are doing it. So I'm actually very, very proud of you that you have managed to keep yourself and you have been strong, because it couldn't have been easy, right? Like your sister is light skinned and your friends are all telling you that go and so actually well done for that.
Thank you.
So you know what, we are going to go into your story a little bit, but I think I want us to play a song. Joel, do we have a song? I want us to play a song because the interview is so loaded that I want people to relax a bit, because once we get into this young lady's inspiring story, you are going to get up and say, wow, that dream, that plan that you had is not tomorrow, it is today. Today's is yesterday's tomorrow, and to tomorrow, no, it doesn't ever come. It's today. Africa Global Radio, our story, our growth, our future. Speaking of growth, it's time I bring out the big guns, because we got a big woman in here. Fauziyatu Seidu Dabone.
Yes.
Did I get it right this time around?
Yeah, sure.
Kindly introduce yourself to our listeners.
I am Seidu Dabone,
Mm-hmm.
the CEO of Seidabz Emporium.
Mm-hmm. What does Seidabz Emporium do?
We deal in shoes. We normally design it to fit you. We don't actually do it, so we have to take the measurement of your feet to make it look very beautiful on you.
Wow. So you're actually different from, let's say, the shoemakers out there where, like, you don't make them and put it down where someone comes and, like, I'm looking for a size 30, a size 30, and I know. You make your shoes to fit.
Yes.
That is such, like, an amazing thing. Like, do you do them yourself or you have a team?
Yes, I do it myself. But initially, I used to have a team, but now I do it myself.
Wow. So you know how to make shoes?
Not shoes, but slippers, sandals, and the bags.
Yeah.
That's why I actually
No,
do.
those are all shoes, and I'm just amazed. Like, are you guys watching this? This is why you have to stream in live and watch us at AF Global Radio. Young, beautiful woman, talented, and I am blown away. I have to come to you to learn.
Sure.
You're
welcome.
How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for 3 years now.
Okay. So what is the story of Seidabz Emporium?
Seidabz Emporium, it's It's a brand on its own,
Mm-hmm.
which started in the year 2016.
Okay.
But initially, we started the business in 2015, where I used to work with AS Pharmaceuticals.
Mm-hmm.
So then I used to go and buy them and sell them.
When you say buy them, sell them, you mean the shoes?
Yes, I
Okay.
buy the slippers and sell them whilst I'm also working at the office.
Okay. You had a day job, and this was your side hustle.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So I just thought to myself that I have to do something. I have to do something unique and special within our Zongo community.
Mm-hmm.
So I came up with the idea to sketch up my design and named the brand. So I started doing the underground work gradually.
Mm-hmm.
So as in 2016, I launched it, and that's how the brand started.
That's how the brand started.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you decided to go into shoemaking, did you like go to learn how to
Yeah.
design? Did you go to any school, take any course?
Yes, it wasn't a school bar. It's a kind of small shop that the one who actually designed my slippers initially. That's where I got to learn the whole craft work from.
Mm-hmm.
So I just studied the work for a whole year.
Wow, that's commitment.
Then so within that year, you have to learn how to cut. You have to learn those basics of the shoes. So after a year, then you know how to and what to and what not to do when you are making those shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how the whole thing
Came about.
came about.
Okay, I'm just gonna ask, but I'm sure when you went to learn how to, I mean, like the basics of shoemaking, right, at the shop, were you the only female there?
Yeah, I was the only female.
I'm asking because, we are in Ghana. So what was the reaction like the first day you walked up like to the master, which is what we call people that we learn from in Africa, right?
Yeah.
When you walk up to him and you say, "Hello, good evening, Pacho. Maybe say, I want to come and learn how to make shoe." Did he look at you like, young girl, like, are you lost?
No, he
Did-
was actually like he was really happy that.
Oh, he was.
Yes.
Okay.
He was like, as a female, you are bold enough to learn this kind of thing of a man. So he was really happy to
Yeah.
help me. So that was how the journey started. It
Wow.
wasn't really easy.
Of course, it couldn't have been. Yeah. No, but I'm so glad to hear that. I'm so glad to hear that we are breaking the glass ceiling, and that, as women, we are beginning to realize and then like our potential, and know that really what a man can do, we can do it.
Better.
We can do and do it better. They can't carry pregnancies. We can carry pregnancies and make shoes and drive cars and drive trucks. So I'm so proud of you. Tell me a little bit about how you grew up, because I have your bio in front of me, and I am like shell shocked by some of the things I am reading. I'm like, how did you go from there to here? But I want you to tell our listeners in your own words, right? Where did you have your basic education? Because I hear there was a time you had to sell pure water and all that. What was your childhood like?
Yeah. My childhood wasn't, I shouldn't say, it wasn't really kind of easy for me, because initially when I started my school, I have to drop out from school.
At what stage?
If I'm right, maybe around at the age of 6, 7.
Oh, so in like class 2, 3?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I have to drop out and focus on the Islamic studies, what we call the Makaranta, the Islamic school.
Okay.
Because I decided to drop out myself, because I told my dad that I don't want to go to school. I just want to be the Muslim Malama.
Okay.
That's how we call it, the Muslim teacher. So as at that age, I was only going to Makaranta. I stopped schooling. So from there,
So what were you learning at the Makaranta, for our listeners who are not so familiar with Islam?
we're learning Arabic. We learned mathematics in Arabic. We have what we call the Hadith, fiqh, like those.
Okay. So basically,
We
you're
call it
learning
the
all about
subject.
Islam.
Yes.
So that you would finish and then become a teacher.
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
So, but we have mathematics in Islam also,
okay.
just like the way we have the mathematics in English. So, but at some point, like the friends that I move out with, when we meet in class, they'll be like, "Oh, we are on vacation from school," and that's so I was like, "Wow, I have to go back to school again." So I just told my dad that I want to go back to school,
Okay.
but unfortunately, things wasn't going on well for him. So he has no money to take me back to school.
Wow. How old were you at this time? Do you remember?
I can't remember.
You can't
but-
remember. Okay.
So I was walking one day when my auntie, as I would say, a friend of mine's auntie, called me and was asking me, Fauzia, why? Why are you not going to school? You are just roaming about. Then I started shedding tears.
Mm.
So she was like, oh, don't worry, I'll take you back to school. So she took me back to school, which I started in Rashad Islamic School. So that was where I started my primaries, because she sponsored my education.
Okay. Where was your mother all this while?
She's there. But as at those time, like things were very tough because my dad was on retired and is kind of sick, those kind of things. So everything was just complicated.
Okay. So apart from you, did you have any siblings?
Yes, I have siblings.
Are you the oldest or
No,
what's your position?
I'm the fifth born.
Yeah, the fit. Oh, how many are you guys?
We are seven, but the firstborn is late.
So there must have been a lot of burden on your parents then.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so your auntie sponsored your education.
She sponsored my education, but it got to a point that she have to travel out. So buying of books and other things has to be very difficult for me. So as growing up, I'm the kind of person who don't like depending on people to survive. So I just started my own business in class, which we sell toffees.
Was this in JSS?
No, that was still in primary.
Hey, sister, you didn't start today.
So I used to sell toffee and needle that we used to tie. Needle
the
and
one that we tie
Cerelac.
in the rubber.
Yes.
And 1 CD, 1 CD. Or back in those days, it was 50 pesos.
It wasn't 50%. 10. How do
10
you call it? 10
Yeah.
thousand.
It was, yeah.
1,050. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
The
Okay.
old currency.
The
so
old currency, that's what we're talking about. If you're born in the 2000s, 90s babes, you won't understand.
So that was how the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
Then I was staying with my auntie. So after school, I have to sell pure water, which I'm closer to the market. So I just go and sell my pure water, come back, then be saving the little that I have when school resume. Then I'll buy my footwear, bags, and other necessary things that I have to buy. Then I also sold sobolo in class also. I did a lot of business as growing up in the classroom, more especially.
Wow. But of course, this was all born out of like you. I mean, it wasn't something that you were doing for fun. It was
No.
born out of the necessity to fend for yourself and then
Yes.
pay for your fees. But your older siblings, are any of them educated?
They are educated, but not as to the higher level.
Not to the higher
yeah.
level. You know, you actually strike me as a very decisive. Is that a word I want to say? Like very, very at least strong-willed, because at the age of 6, 7, you already knew what you wanted enough to tell dad that you want to drop out of school and then and then actually go to the Makranta, because you wanted to be a female what do you
Teacher,
call it? Yeah.
malama, yeah.
Yes, you wanted to be a female malama, and then you went back and then you realized that that's not what you wanted to do.
I need both.
So you wanted to do, so wait, so you decided to go back to school just because your friends were always talking about school?
Yes.
Or you
And I
yourself-
realized I also need education.
I wanted to strike on that. Like, did you know you needed an education? And it's helping you now, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Of course.
It is.
It is.
Okay. So after that, so you managed to, like to actually sell pure water. You are disciplined enough to save the money. But at this point, did you know that you wanted to be selling or making shoes? You still hadn't decided what you
As
wanted
at
to
that
do?
time.
Yes.
No, that time the idea wasn't there, but I know how to do this tablecloth and whole thing. So a few friends of mine will ask me to do it and they will pay me.
Okay.
Maybe the bags.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
you've always been very, very good with working with your hands.
Yes.
Okay. So after junior high school, were you able
After-
to go to senior?
Yeah, after my junior high school, I went to the SS, yeah, where I completed in Lincoln Senior High School.
Okay.
Yeah. So from there, I stayed home for a couple of years before going to back, because there's no one to finance my education. So I'm the type of person that I want to be in school because I want to read journalism.
Oh wow.
So when my mom start talking like, Fauzia, you have to learn skills, I'll be like, oh, why do I need that for? I have to go back to school. I have to be on television and whatever. It should be like, be there and be wasting your time. Go and learn a trade, maybe sewing or something. I'll be like, I don't fit in that field.
I want to be a star. I want to be a star.
Yeah. But it got to a point where I realized that no, I have to do something for myself, because it was like all of my mates ahead. So whenever someone calls me, Fauzia, so what's up now? I'll be like, oh, I'm just home. They'll be like, oh, come on, you of all people. Why? What's up? So as at in 2013, after my education, a friend of mine, a colleague, which we completed the same year with, called me that she had a job for me. I have to work with the Lebanese.
Okay.
So I work with them as a cook.
Wow. Living in the house with them?
No,
Okay.
I just go cook for them, then I'll just go back home. So from there, I just stopped the work. At some point, I just stopped the work, then started working with AS Pharmaceuticals. So from working with AS Pharmaceuticals, that was when I started my part-time job selling the sleepers and everything.
And then from there, you are where you are now.
Yes.
When you decided to sell slippers, like, was it born out of like a long time desire or love for shoes, or for you, or just another business venture?
No, the whole idea started like, I'm the kind of person who love fashion. I like to fashion with slippers and bags. So whenever I'm in a footwear, my friends will be like, oh, Fawz, you have to get me something nice.
So you've always had taste when it comes to footwear.
Yeah. So looking at that, I said no. Then I have to go into that business. Maybe it's a core. So I have to go there.
Wow.
So that was how I started in 2015 selling. Then I just realized no.
Let me not just sell, because I'm sure. I mean, like, I'm sure when you were going to buy the shoes, sometimes you'd look at a shoe and be like, I could have done better, right?
Yes.
Or there's
and
a shoe that my
sometimes
clients,
the disappointment when you have the orders, the one making it will disappoint you. So at the end of the day, you end up lying to your customers. So if I'm able to do it myself, I'll be able to meet my market targets.
Wow.
And there won't be any delayments and customer complaints.
And customer complaints. Because you know, in business, reputation is everything.
Yeah.
If you fail once, you fail twice, they're not going to call you again.
Yes, exactly.
Wow, you are a very smart young woman. So you decided that you were going to learn how to make shoes. You didn't care what people were going to say.
No.
That is a male-dominated field. You went for 1 year, you put your head down, and then you did it.
Yeah.
How was the feeling like when you finally, like, when you were done with the course and you graduated? When you made your first shoe, can you remember that feeling?
The first shoe was actually funny because the first time I did it was kind of left.
Okay.
I just misplaced the whole thing. So my seniors were just laughing. Like, is that how to make the shoes? At least you have to know how to fix them. So we just laughed, and I said, no, I have to focus on it again. So that was how they would think.
Wow. So what is your creative process, right? For example, if I call you that I want a footwear, will you ask me what I want, or you already have your designs in your head and then you come and tell me that, okay, these are the designs, and see, I'll pick and then you make it? Or what's your process like?
What I actually do is I have to get your feet size. So I have to take the measurement of your feet. Is it wide? Is it slim? So that when I'm making it, I don't mix up. So I have to take the measurement. I have to know how thick your feet is and how you want the shoe to be.
So I actually describe the exact style I want.
Yeah, and the kind of leather you want me to use.
Oh, wow. So it's all customized.
Yes.
So I can say I want a shoe that is like, it's like this, maybe like the heel is 15 inches and as crazy as the design is, yours is to satisfy it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I see you have some footwear here that you want to show us.
Yes.
Yeah. So will you tell us more about them?
I have this one which is made of suede.
Okay.
So when you wear it, and it's called a folding.
It's called the folding.
Folding.
Okay.
So it kind of pampers your feet. You don't have to stress yourself. Maybe we have this kind of leather that when you put on your feet, it's and the sun is
Okay,
scorching.
you know what?
Kind of,
Why don't you lift it up so that our viewers can see this masterpiece? Yeah.
this is how it is.
Okay, okay.
So it's made out of suede
Yeah.
and it's pampers. The insole is comfortable.
Yeah.
It's full of foam.
Even looking at it from here, it looks very
Yeah.
soft and comfortable.
So when you wear it, it
Okay.
pampers your feet.
Oh.
And we purposely design it for your own health.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Tell us about the other ones.
Then there's an easy wear. This was actually already made, so we just assembled the whole thing and we get the slippers. So just
Okay.
an easy wear.
Okay.
Maybe you are on your casual wear and other things.
Okay, like, you know, for example, it's a Saturday, you're just going to the market.
Yes.
It's something that
going
you throw
to the
on
beach.
to the beach.
Yeah.
So is it for male or female, or is unisex?
It's unisex. It's
Okay.
actually unisex. So,
So it makes shoes for men as well.
yes, please.
Oh wow, beautiful. Let's talk about that one.
And we have this one which is more comfortable. The insole is also made out of foam,
Wow. Okay.
fully foamed. So when you wear it, you kind of feel comfortable. It massages your legs and
Can I have a feel of that?
yeah.
I don't know if I know of any shoes that are made of foam. So this is actually quite new. Wow. So these ones that you have, are they shoes that you made for your clients, or they are shoes that you made like for display? So
This
that
one
people-
is for display.
Okay. Seidabz. I love it. Wow. So how much is this going for
It's
example?
120.
120 Ghana cedis. Is that
Yes.
so affordable? And then the blue one is how much?
It's 150.
150 cedis.
Yeah.
Wow. So how is business going?
Then this one is 80 cities and we have a 60 cities one.
You even have 60 cedis.
Yes.
Don't call me, oh, don't call me. You guys calling, you know. You guys calling right now. Definitely connect with us and see what we've got. So who is your customer base? Are you selling in Ghana? Are you exporting?
I sell outside too.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, how are you able to get customers outside? Like, how do they find you? Do you have a website?
I have social media handle which is on Facebook Seidabz Emporium and on Instagram it's also Seidabz _Emporium _GH.
Okay.
Then a few friends of mine outside also help in
Promoting
the business for me.
Oh, so you've had people like, are they Ghanaians who are living outside, or they're like other foreigners?
We
the
have
ones who
foreigners and Ghanaians as well who
Wow.
are basing in
Okay.
outside.
But here in Ghana, do you have a shop, or is all online?
It's online.
It's online.
I work at home.
Wow. You are doing so well. Where do you see Seidabz going in the next 5 years?
I see Seidabz go beyond the world of Ghana. It goes viral. It goes global. Because we are doing some underground work which will soon be enrolling.
Want
To
to tell us
train
what it is?
people,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And we are also working on a new brand, a new sandals,
Okay.
which is called the Dabzi wear.
Dabziwe.
Yeah.
Wow. What is your creative process like? You know, what inspires you to come up with these designs?
We consider our customers what they will prefer. So we just design something that will fit in. You don't have to stress yourself wearing a slippers, or you don't have to wear something that you'll be complaining.
Say, oh yeah. I'm
So we design it to fit.
You design it to fit. And I think that most important, I think what I want to stress on is that you actually design what the customer wants.
Yes.
Okay. So let me get it. So you don't already have like some designs, you know, sitting down there that you want to realize. You just design according.
We have the designs that we do normally.
Okay.
In case you want a sandals emergency something. But our main focus is we design to fit.
Okay.
So you just bring out the kind of design that you want, or you want me to create a design for you, then I'll do it that for you.
Okay. How long does it take to put together one footwear?
If there is no much order, let's take it a day or two.
That's fast. By yourself, or you like?
By myself.
by yourself,
Yes.
like from cutting of the sole and all
Yeah.
that. Do you
If
source
it's just one.
if it's just one pair?
Yeah. But
Wow.
if it's a lot, then it has to take a week.
Wow, but still you're doing so well. So do you source all your raw materials here in Ghana, or you have to buy from outside?
Well, I source them here.
Yeah.
But sometimes I have to travel to Kumasi
Mm-hmm.
to get other materials and equipment.
What are some of the challenges that you are facing, or what's your biggest challenge?
The biggest challenge is the market.
What's wrong with the market?
Because of the pandemic, the market is kind of slow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. So we have to go because time check is 100. Hey, ready? I should have eaten that my watch you. But Yasmin was giving me pressure. Time check is 1:25 p.m. here in Accra, our base. We are almost out of the studio. Before we go, what advice would you give to young people out there? Not just young women, not just young Muslim women, right? But any young person that has a dream in their heart and they're afraid to take that bold step. What would you tell them?
I will tell them that whatever decision that you have made, so far as is good, because you know yourself better. So you have to look beyond. You don't have to wait for people to decide for you. You have to do things that pleases you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to look. Definitely, people will talk down on you. People will try to bring you down. Just don't pay attention to them. Just focus. Just keep your head up. Whatever that you want to achieve, just focus on it. Through hard work and perseverance, everything will pay off.
I'm so motivated by that. What are your socials and where can one find you if they want to purchase the shoes?
They can find me on social media through Facebook, Seidabz Emporium.
Mm-hmm.
That's my page. And on Instagram, Seidab_Emporium_GH.
Mm-hmm.
Or they can WhatsApp me on 0241 023588.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I have been inspired by your story because I realize what a privileged word I can't use on air I have been, because we come from diverse backgrounds. But one thing that all humans have in common is complaining and whining. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
People sit down and, oh my God, I can't do this, I can't do that. And I am so inspired by a young woman who's grown up in a family of 7? Right?
Yeah.
Who actually took her future into her own hands, even if it meant selling pure water or needle at some point, and finally actually going to learn how to make shoes, and now you create these amazing designs. Do you want to hold them up once again before we get out of the studio? I want show them. You are so shy. Like, you are a creator. Let them see what you have done. Let them see what you have done. I'm so proud of you. I'm sure your parents are so proud of you. You know what? This is what the Art Africa show is all about. We bring you talent. We inspire you. We motivate you. You cannot watch this show. Where is the other shoe, my darling? Where is the other shoe, my darling? These shoes are beautiful,
I have it here.
Here. So these are shoes made by Seidabz Emporium. And Seidabz is Emporium. Oh yes, I am a shark spelling bee. Zakia. Anyway, if you've been with me the whole 90 minutes, thank you so much, Baraka. Wherever you're listening to us from, global, Africa, Asia, Europe, America, I'm so glad I've taken your mind off Donald Trump for a minute. Of course, after the show, I know you're gonna get back to politics, but I'm sure you've enjoyed the music, the conversation. You have been motivated. Fauziyatu, thank you so much for coming into the studios. Thank you so much for bringing your wonderful designs to share with us. The youth. And when we say youth, we don't just mean young people. Africa, it is time to start paying attention to ourselves. Let's stop the finger pointing. Let's sit down. We know what the issues are. I'm not going to say that. Let's even try to identify the issues. Is unemployment, is inequality, is social injustice, and just the disparity between the rich and the poor is just too much. It's 2020, the year is almost over. What story are we writing? What story have we written? There's uprising everywhere. It's time for our leaders to start listening. It's time. The climate is crying, earthquakes, tsunamis everywhere. you know. But even in the midst of all that, you can still triumph. Personally, do something for yourself. Check out Fauziyatu on her social media pages. Be inspired. Check us out, of course, also Africa Global Radio at AF Global on Instagram. On Twitter, on Twitter is AF Global, on Instagram is AF Global Radio, Facebook AF is Africa Global Radio. Oh my goodness, I'm thinking of that watcher, forgive me. And if you've been watching, thank you so much for watching. You, of course, remember you can catch a recap of the show on our YouTube page. If you just go to YouTube, just search for Africa Global Radio.